going on, everybody? This is Coach Reg, aka Mr. In10sity.
And I'm Alana, aka Mrs In10sity.
And our job is to
invoke thought,
help awaken the world's consciousness.
One person at a time.
Hopefully, that person is you. You know, the more I learn, the more I'm realizing that I don't want to be in America.
Yeah.
I don't want to live here.
Yeah, it's sad.
Like, this is a country that literally is trying to kill you.
Yeah.
So why would you want to be here? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and the company, honestly, the company that, deals with stuff like this is called Monsanto's. Right? Isn't Monsanto or Monsanto?
Well, that's one of the companies. The one who governs...
One of the companies.
The one who governs the standards is Codex Alimentarius. And they control the standards for the world. But a lot of food that we get over here in the U.S., they ban in other countries, such as the fluoride and things of that nature. Now, we're going to get into a painful topic, such as MSG.
Yeah.
You don't really know what MSG is. Maybe you do.
Right.
Maybe you're informed. But if you're not informed, pay attention.
Yeah, we're just here to bring awareness to the MSG issues.
Now, our life is based off of how we can live. So don't compare us to Dr. Sebi.
Right.
Because we're just regular people.
Right.
Who just have a little bit more knowledge.
Right.
Have a background in nutrition. I train people and like to help people out.
Right.
But I am by no means on Dr. Sebi's level. So don't compare me because you putting too much pressure on me. Don't do it.
Right.
Because, we drink water from a machine and then we drink alkaline water as well.
Yeah.
And we try to be as healthy as we possibly can, but we have to be realistic for ourselves.
Right.
Which is why we don't follow everything. So you can look at our videos and pick us apart. If you want to. People do it all the time. But
yeah, we understand.
I'm not the kind of person who's going to be unrealistic for my life. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be unrealistic for our life. We're going to do what we can, the best that we can, and be healthy. Now, the reason why we take supplements is because they put so much poison in the air, poison in the food, that we have to constantly guard ourselves from it. Now, we may not take everything in a day, we cycle on and off, but we do take everything that we talk about.
Right.
Now, we're going to get into something that you may want to concern yourself with, which is MSG, like we said. And we want to break this down to you because maybe you don't know what MSG is. So I'm going to let my wife break it down because my voice isn't all the way there yet. I played basketball again, and I don't care. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I get a little too intense. All right, babe.
All right. MSG, also known as monosodium glutamate, is a common and widespread addictive in food used mainly for flavor enhancement, but also for preservation. MSG has been used for well over a century as a food additive, but in the last couple of decades, anecdotal claims of illness have been linked to MSG consumption. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration lists MSG as quote-unquote generally recognized as safe, although some health experts believe that it can negatively affect your health as well. MSG powder was called Accent when it first hit the U.S. market many decades prior to this. In 1908, that monosodium glutamate was invented. The inventor was Kikune Ikeda, a Japanese man who identified the natural flavor-enhancing substance of seaweed. Chemically speaking, MSG is approximately 78% free glutamic acid, 21% sodium, and up to 1% contaminants. It's a misconception that MSG is a flavor or meat tenderizer. In reality, MSG has very little taste at all. Yet when you eat MSG, you think the food you're eating has more protein and tastes better. It does this by tricking your tongue using a little-known fifth basic taste called umami. Umami is a taste of glutamate, which is a savory flavor found in many Japanese foods, bacon, and also in toxic food additive MSG. It is because of umami that foods with MSG taste heartier, more robust, and generally better to a lot of people than foods without it.
So if you're like somebody who's been taking MSG,
yes,
and you stop eating MSG, you're going to taste a difference. It probably will taste more bland to you because if being in America, we've probably had MSGs our whole life. So when we go off of it, we're like, damn, this food nasty as hell. And then we kind of reject it, as I see a lot of people do when, you know, when I try to tell them, like, listen, when you want advice, I'm going to give you real advice. If you don't want to do it, then that is what it is. Now, there are certain side effects of, you know, MSG that you pretty much can look into, because it causes a lot of things. Also, you know, it causes increased body weight. Get into that, babe.
All right. Many studies link MSG to the development of obesity, and children are especially susceptible. The Ukrainian National Academy of Sciences recently discovered that MSG given to newborn mice increases their body weight by 7.9%.
Wow, so what do you think it does to you? It
does the same thing. It also causes an increase in body mass index and fat mass, as well as significant increases in total cholesterol, triglycerides, VLDL, and LDL, which are both types of bad cholesterol.
Now, so if you are gaining weight and you can't really understand how you're gaining weight or why, it's probably because of your MSG.
Intake,
It's probably because of your MSG, so you want to look into that. You know, I know this for a fact. When I go out, you know, I get headaches all the time. So we're going to get into those side effects as well. Now, the next one is it causes brain damage. Additional dangers to infants and prenatal subjects include brain damage as well. This damage leads to convulsions and seizures during infancy. Now, more frightening, however, are the following chemical changes that occur in the body as a result of MSG. Now, one that I want to point out that I always talk about is leptin. You know, I always talk about leptin. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain if you're hungry. Now, the fructose corn syrup, as we know, will tell your brain that you're pretty much, you know, not hungry. I mean, hungry as well. So now, leptin becomes unrecognizable to the brain. This chemical messenger is normally released by fat cells and then travels to the brain to deliver the signal to stop eating. However, in people who consume MSG, receptors in the brain become incapable of receiving this signal despite its increased production by fat cells. This leads to an increased appetite. So this means that just like fructose corn syrup, you stop taking that, but you're still eating MSGs, you're still going to be hungry. So we looked at some of our foods and realized we got to throw some more out. Ain't that crazy, right?
It's crazy.
And we try to eat healthy and still.
Exactly. But you see, they hide their stuff, and we'll get into that later with different wordings. They don't necessarily say MSG because they are savvy to people not wanting to take MSG due to the fact that we know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, we'll get into, you know, the different names that they use later on.
Now, the next one we're going to get into is diabetes. Now, go ahead, babe.
This type of insulin resistance is the same as with that which occurs in type 2 diabetes. In both cases, insulin is being produced and sent into the bloodstream, but body cells are unable to use it effectively. This prevents glucose from passing into cells, resulting in high blood sugar, decreased energy, and increased appetite.
Now, if you felt like you get tired or anything like that, or you feel lethargic right after you wake up and with a well rest, after you eat, you probably had some MSG or something else. Because, like we say, food is supposed to give you energy, not take it away. So think about that, people. Think about that. All right, next.
It also you know, takes a part in giving you headaches and high blood pressure. Taste receptors on tongue cells are similar to the glutamate receptors in brain cells. This is why MSG has a stimulatory side effect on the brain, and why it can damage the brain cells of newborns. Research has established that MSG side effects also include headaches and significant spikes in the blood pressure. It is also noted that the body does not become tolerant to those effects over time, meaning that chronic use of MSG will continue to cause them.
Now, I used to always get these every time we go out. I get headaches. So, like, it's going to be hard. But when you really want to be healthy, you kind of got to take on a predominantly raw diet. Like, if you really want to avoid a lot of stuff.
It seems like it.
Yeah, so just make sure you really, like, pay attention to that. Alright, so the next one we're going to get into is how to avoid it. Now, it is easy to tell something contains MSG. Now, we're going to get into some names. As a name must be present on listed ingredients, you may be listed any following names. It's hydrolyzed vegetable protein, autolyzed yeast, hydrolyzed yeast, yeast extract, hydrolyzed soy extract, and protein isolate. Now, y'all know about this, the protein isolate. The best way to avoid MSG is, like we say, to avoid fast food, frozen food, processed food, packaged meals, all that garbage. You gotta avoid it because you gotta start learning how to read the labels. If you don't know how to read the labels, you're done anyway. You know what they want to do? They actually want to take the labels out of everything, so you don't even know what's in it. That's what they're trying. That's what they want to do. Next 10, 15 years, it's going to get real, people. It's time to figure out how to get the hell out of this. It's serious. It's crazy. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what kind of foods contain it. Now, as we know, a lot of Chinese and Japanese food contains MSG, which is how you get really hungry. Like 5 minutes after you leave the Chinese store or the buffet or something. You always know, it makes me really hungry. It's really good, really satisfying, and then you're hungry in like half an hour. So think about that.
Not to mention you can find them in canned soups, and all this stuff.
Yep. So we're gonna get into what pretty much has MSG in it. Now, first one you want to go into is we're gonna get into Doritos. Doritos have MSG in it. Now, you think those Doritos that you like are good for you? They may taste good, they may feel tough, hearty, but they contain MSG. The next one, KFC people.
Chicken.
Y'all still eating KFC anyway?
I hope not.
They still eating KFC people.
They probably.
Is it for the biscuits or the chicken?
I know the biscuits was addictive back in the day.
They were.
But,
Now, you want to get away from that. Now, because it's not even real chicken.
Yeah.
Allegedly. That was an inside joke. Okay, the next one is Chick-fil-A. You thought it was good, huh? But and
it's funny because they coined Chick-fil-A as the healthiest fast food restaurant, and it actually is not.
Nope.
Okay, so just be careful, guys.
Be careful. The next one is canned soup. You want to get away from canned soup.
Canned soup and Pringles.
Yeah, Pringles too. Pringles is another one. Now we're going to get in the top 10 grocery store stuff. The first one is going to be vegan breakfast sausages.
Ooh.
All right. Now, certain brands, that have like Morning Star and things of that nature, you want to look into it, and you want to look into an ingredient that they have in it called Torula. Okay. They say it's a species of yeast that has become popular as a food additive in vegetarian and vegan foods. Torula yeast can lead a beef more savory, meaty flavor. So obviously, they say it better tastes. It probably has it in it. You want to read the labels, people.
Yeah, and you know what? What's funny? As we discovered earlier today, even the non-GMO foods that you think is very, very safe. Look in the back of it, you will see the hidden names for the MSG. Be
kind of like
careful.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, pick your poison, guys. Be careful.
Because it's all, it's crazy.
It's everywhere. It's in more places than we think.
You can consider it like this. Even that we're vegetarian, we're still not the healthiest.
Yeah, we might be still consuming MSG in some
But I can't,
way.
Listen, my budget is not what CB wants me to do. He lived in Honduras, I live in America. In America, we have people all over us trying to kill us. Honduras is different.
That's why we gotta stick to the whole foods, like produce.
Yeah.
Just strictly like
even in that,
foods,
if it doesn't say organic, it still got pesticides. So I'm sorry, I'm telling you the truth. I'm sorry, but you gotta know. That's why we take so many goddamn supplements, because we gotta protect ourselves from all angles. So you wonder why we do this, why we talk about this stuff, why we talk about so many supplements, because you gotta have your goddamn shield on, because they motherfuckers are trying to kill us. Sorry for my language, but I'm mad, because they're trying to actually kill us. The best way you control the population is to take their food supply and corrupt it.
And the water supply.
And your Precious Obama signed a bill, was it 501c in 2011, that says that anything we plant in our backyard that we lived off of for thousands of years is now poison, is now bad for us, which gives them the right to put bullshit inside of our food to make sure to protect us from shit that comes from the earth. Ain't that crazy? And somehow they passed it. Think about that. Think about that shit. And it ask me why I take all the supplements.
Right.
Because they're actually trying to kill us. I'm actually mad that, because if I knew this back when before I had kids, I probably wouldn't have had none. Let me tell you why. Because now I got to worry about protecting them and them growing up in a world that's way harder than this world. Mm-hmm. Right? You got to protect your children, and as they go outside, all the kids, most of the kids, 99.999% of the kids ain't eating healthy. So when they try to adopt a healthy lifestyle, they're being ridiculed.
Yeah.
Think about it, people. You must protect yourself. And I know this shit ain't easy, but you gotta step outside the box and stop trying to fit in with everybody, because being in the majority is not the good thing.
It's not.
I digress.
Yeah.
But I don't. Next.
Alright, what's the next one?
Chips. They say many chip makers such as Kettle Brand chips use Torilla yeast in their products. Cheez-Its, okay? Goldfish, like those, huh? Get rid of them.
Yeah.
MSG. Next. Children's food,
which was
okay?
one that was, very shocking to me. And I'll read it. They say Plum Organics, that's the brand. A unit of the Campbell Soup Company was accused of deceptive marketing in May 2015 for labeling practices. Plum Organics boasted healthy options for children and babies, but the most prominent ingredients in some of those products is, in fact, just water.
Wow.
So, there are hidden MSGs in soups made for children. So they're trying to get the kids from young. For example, in the Plum Organics Chicken Fiesta soup, yeast extract can be found 3 times. Yeast extract is the natural flavor, which is also MSG, can also be found in their chicken noodle soup for kids.
Okay, next is tofu products. Then after that, we have broth. All right?
Broth and...
Because I really don't got no more right now for y'all. I'm really upset.
Yeah.
I've been studying this, and every time I read it, I get
every time, yeah. And I'm currently reading a book about it called.
What are those nuts they say that have MSG in it? That
it's none.
Those the blue diamond nuts, the ones that had the stuff in them.
Yeah, it's cyanide.
Yeah, no, not cyanide. It has MSG. Dr. Sabian said the almond milk had cyanide in it.
Well, I know almond milk had cyanide due to the fact that they say raw almonds are well, let's just say almonds in the raw is basically fully cyanide. It's full of cyanide, pretty much.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, and
forget it. Forget it. Look it up. I want you to Google a list of MSG products and then look at your cabinet and then learn the labels. Take the labels that we gave you, because all we try to do is help you. But God damn it, we help ourselves too. Yeah. As we learn, as we teach.
We try to
every day.
Yeah,
every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day we try to better ourselves.
Yeah.
And we put this information out there so you can do your own research.
And it's like the more we research, the more we try to get it out to you.
It's not about white and black either.
Yeah, no. The more we find out, we just try to get it out to you to bring your awareness as well. Bring it to your awareness as well, because it's kind of like shocking to us. You see what I'm saying? And it wouldn't be right if we keep this information that we've researched.
So, I want to let you know something. Maybe you already know, maybe you don't. Mm-hmm. Your body has put up with so much, but still you choose to destroy it. By accident, just by trying to live, your body's being broken down. So if you have the choice to try to find a better option, but still not be 100% the healthiest, right? But just try to find a better option, being that your body can survive fructose corn syrup, sugar, MSG, okay? A bunch of bullshit. Vaccines starting when you're a youth, okay? Bovine growth hormone, subclinical antibiotics. Being that your body survives all that and you still decide to destroy it, I mean, think about it. Your body is a very durable machine, isn't it? So if you actually took advantage of your body's natural healing process and regenerated every single day, you would be in a better position than most people.
Right.
Follow my fasting, get my programs, do what you gotta do, take responsibility, and get your shit together.
Yeah, and I have something to add to that. Even though we understand that the body is kind of durable, after a while it does break down.
And we know,
With the presence of disease.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that goes to show that, you know, the nutrition that we, you know, are consuming on a daily basis, you know, especially if it's you know, full with, you know, stuff like MSG, you know, high fructose syrup and all that stuff, your body's eventually going to get a disease because your immune system is broken down to the fullest degree. And
we got these diseases such as lupus, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attacks, stroke, high cholesterol, and you think it's just you got bad luck or it runs in your family.
No, it's the nutrition, guys.
It's your nutrition.
Yeah.
So, I hope we've enlightened you today. I apologize, but I don't, because this is how I feel, so I say what I feel, because I actually give a fuck. So it is what it is. If you don't like it, well, go be unhealthy or somewhere else, or that's the way I speak it, because this is how I get my point across when I'm really upset. Because I look at the state of America and I see black people, I see white people, I see everybody's unhealthy. So it's not a race thing, because you white people are fat as shit as well as us. And you are out of shape as well as us. You Spanish, you Chinese, you Mandarin, whoever you are, we are all out of shape and fat as fuck. And we are all sitting here unhealthy and being murdered every single day. Just slower. So, besides that, this is Coach Rebs, a.k.a. Mr. Intensity.
And I'm Alana, a.k.a. Mrs. Intensity.
And our job is to
invoke thought
and help awaken the world's consciousness.
One person at a time.
Hopefully, that person is you.